Welcome, Northern Michigan, to some high school basketball here at Cadillac High School here on Newsnet Sports and CCTV as the Western Warriors take on the Cadillac Vikings. I'm Derek Tate alongside Dan Gussert. And Dan, we just talked about it in our pregame, but we are moments away from the national anthem and tip-off here at Cadillac High School. So far on the young season, the Vikings are undefeated under head coach Ryan Benzenberg. What do they have to do here tonight to improve to 6-0?
I think you got to lean on your seniors, your senior leadership. For sure, when you come into these non-conference ball games and you're looking at an opponent whose record isn't real strong, you got to just hope that they're able to carry you through. And if not, then you're hoping the bench can pull their weight.
As we'll go ahead right now and throw it over to the public address announcer for the national anthem.
Thank you for your assistance in helping us maintain the highest standards of education, athletics, and sportsmanship. The coaches of this meeting was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect the veterans of our country. Civilian gentlemen, please remove your hats. Active and retired military, we encourage you to return the appropriate salute. And everyone else, please stand at attention, place your hand on your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
Organized and may be driven or disorganized in ways the same amount of time given to you from the moment you awaken until you fall asleep. Thought about how often that one word enters into our conversation. Listen to some familiar lines. What time does the meeting start? It's time to leave. I don't have time to do that. Now don't waste your time on this. How much time will it take? Time out. It's time for I probably never liked that line. It's time to start talking. What time will he quit preaching? To which I answer, time flies when we're having fun. Or that person is never on time. Ah, there's the stick. There's the temple. And that brings us to the subject today. You see, as you can with other people's money, you can waste other people's time. When they wait for you and because you're late, you have abused their time. They don't delay. You delay them because
A beautiful rendition of the national anthem here at Cadillac High School as we are moments away from the opening tip, but we're going to get our starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, it's going to be the Western Warriors. First, head coach DeMario Walker. The Warriors enter tonight's contest 1-6. Sophomore starting at guard, Luke Gillis, number 0. And number 2, a junior, 6'2", Jack Freisel. Number 3, standing at 5'10", a sophomore, young team for the Warriors, Logan O'Hare. And then at number 12, in the front court, at 6'1", a senior, Wyatt Reinhardt. And then rounding out the starting lineup, 6'5", at center, Aaron Norfleet. But for the Cadillac Vikings on the other side, at first, Tip Baker, a senior guard, number 34. Then a junior wing, Evan Bohr. Starting at number 33, Levi Klotz, as you mentioned earlier, hit 7 threes in that win versus Petoskey. A senior guard now. That's Tip Baker, number 34. And then number 21, Cole Genema, the sophomore, standing at 6'5". And then finally, rounding out the starting lineup, a wing senior, number 22, Logan Wild. And that's the undefeated Cadillac Vikings as they are in search of their 6th win of the season as we approach tip-off here. We did talk to head coach Ryan Benzenberg of the Cadillac Vikings, mentioning he likes his chances if his team comes out, takes care of the basketball, and crashes the glass.
Yeah, and when you have a special athlete like Tip Baker as the senior leader of this group, he, I don't believe, will allow your team to not be focused and ready to go. Well, we'll know early on the 50-50 balls, if Cadillac's getting on the floor for a loose ball, how the rebounding's going.
And about to face off, Cole Genema and Aaron Norfleet as we are underway here at Cadillac High School. And it's Genema able to corral the loose ball. Vikings start with possession. A lot of senior leadership for this Cadillac squad. And no one better than number 34, Tip Baker. Vikings going into the paint early on, and that one rattles in and out for Cole Genema.
Nice look right there. Vikings did a nice job being patient on their offense, just didn't cash in.
Vikings have gotten over 55-point mark once this season in their 5 wins. On the other side, and here's a turnover, and Tip Baker, 2-on-1 scenario, drops it off. Beautiful feed to Levi Klotz. That one not able to go in, and the loose ball, a couple players on the floor. And it's a travel on the Warriors.
Yeah, it's a tough one right there, 2-on-1, a great pass by Tip. Vikings did not cash in again. 2 pretty good looks to start this game.
Still knotted up at 0. No score yet. Bohr fires for 3, and that one off the back iron. Tip Baker tips it up and in.
You know, that was a great little pass right there. Logan Wild on the first tip. Knew he couldn't corral the rebound. He just sent it over to Baker.
Vikings up 2-0. And look at Cole Genema out there on the perimeter. The sophomore, 6'5", harassing the point guard. And a little bit of zone, and they force a turnover. Back-to-back possessions for the Warriors. Ill-advised passes. And head coach Ryan Benzenberg has to be happy with the defense's effort. And crashing into the lane, and there's going to be a offensive foul called on Logan Wild, the senior, trying to drive into the paint and called for putting his shoulder down.
Logan found himself so wide open at the elbow, it was kind of like he didn't know what to do, and just dribbled right into his defender. Good defensive play by the Western group.
Bringing it across midcourt for the Warriors was Logan O'Hare in nearly 3 straight possessions with a turnover for Western. And it's Friesel at the top of the key as the Warriors trying to get on the scoreboard as we now approach the 6-minute mark. And Tip Baker with his second steal, and look at him jet to the other side, and he is going to be fouled by Luke Gillis, and that'll send him to the line.
Tip's not happy with himself on that play, not converting on that. Did a nice job, kind of hesitated at the last second there to draw the foul to get the contact with the hopes of getting the old-fashioned 3.
As Tip Baker comes to the free throw line, the first one rattles in and out. But we've seen, if you've caught some of the other games on 26 Sports, now Newsnet Sports, for Cadillac High School football, you'll know that Tip Baker played a little bit of quarterback as he goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, started the year as the varsity quarterback, injured that shoulder, and ended up doing a lot of other things for that football team as far as playing linebacker, running the ball. Now he's back on the hardwood.
And there's a beautiful feed from Friesel to Aaron Norfleet, who gets the Warriors on the board. 3-2, Vikings on top. Wild thinks about a 3, now kicks it back out to Tip Baker. Into the lane, Evan Bohr is stripped by Wyatt Reinhardt, and here comes Western. And here's an open 3 from Logan O'Hare, that one off the mark. Genema corrals the rebound, and he's going to take it across midcourt and all the way to the lane. Now drops it off to a corner 3. That one off the mark. Genema gets a second chance opportunity. Can't convert, but he'll go to the line. Got to be impressed by the effort there from the sophomore.
You know, when you go coast to coast, you're the big man on the ball team, and you can handle a ball like that. That just adds a little bit extra opportunity for a fast break for the Vikings. They just didn't complete on a good 3-point look. And unfortunately for the Vikings, they're struggling from the free throw line here to start this game too.
1 of 3 from the charity stripe. As Genema looking for his first bucket of this contest. And he goes 0 for 2, comes up empty at the free throw line. Norfleet with the rebound. And this Warriors team, don't let the 1-6 record fool you. They came here to battle. Ill-advised pass. Norfleet on the floor. Gets it back to Gillis. Freisel driving baseline, and that one rattles in and out. Reinhardt gave him an extra possession and a tussle for the ball, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Both teams getting after loose balls here early on at Cadillac High School.
Looks like Wyatt Vincent checking in for the Vikings there, number 3. Wyatt had a good, strong game against Petoskey, especially in the last 3 minutes of a pretty close battle. Did some nice things out on the floor.
And the possession arrow is to the Warriors. They trail 3-2, just under the 5-minute mark. Freisel, a tough contested shot. No good. Second rebound for Genema. Vikings push the pace. And a beautiful pocket pass. That's a block. Count the bucket and the foul.
Norfleet was just a step slow getting into that. Smart decision on his part. Just, like I said, a hair late. We'll see if Genema can be a little better from the line. And for Western, that's his second foul. That's a big loss early in this game.
Logan Wild will go to the bench for the Vikings. David Johns checks in, number 4. Cole Genema, 2 rebounds, got his first 2 points, went 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. His first trip, he's trying to convert the and one opportunity. And Genema goes 0 for 3 now. That one out on David Johns, so the Warriors take possession as 4 missed free throws here early for Cadillac. Vikings lead 5-2. And it's going to be a timeout from head coach Demario Walker, as they've only got 1 bucket thus far, and that's Aaron Norfleet.
Hey, how about we mention our camera crew here, Derek? We've got running our 3 cameras here tonight. We got Jeremiah Tuck, Spencer Olson, and Damian Brooks. And running the show from the truck, Miss Hannah Crouch tonight.
Good to have you back, Hannah. Aaron Dusa did a great job last week for the the Cadillac Vikings girl varsity team here on the hardwood. And now, this Tuesday, we have the boys Vikings team. Both teams undefeated on the varsity side on the hardwood for Cadillac. And early on, shots aren't quite falling. They're getting opportunities at the free throw line. So far, 1 of 5.
And defensively, they've been very, very good at paying attention to detail right here. They haven't given Western much opportunity. A little quick trap right there. Western was ready for it.
Fantastic ball movement, but off the mark is Lance Wiltz. And here comes Tip Baker pushing the pace for the Vikings. And here's an open look for Wyatt Vincent off the back iron, but Tip Baker with his second offensive rebound. An extra possession for Cadillac. Baker, beautiful find, and the alley-oop to Cole Genema.
That shows a lot of the skill and athleticism of Cole Genema to catch that and just lay it up with ease. He's for a sophomore, he's got a lot of good things going for him.
And right now, early on for Cadillac, Tip Baker, as there is a foul on the floor. That one going against David Johns, who cut off the path to the basket from Tristan Brickle. Couple substitutions as Johns will stay on the floor with 2 personal fouls. Warriors trail 7-2.
Austin Abram, number 10, in for the Vikings right now.
And Brickle is called for that forearm shove against Wyatt Vincent. Offensive foul, and the Vikings will take possession.
That's a good battle to watch those 2 guys. Wyatt's definitely given up a little bit of physicalness, but he's a tough kid. You might look at him and say he looks undermanned trying to get a hold of Brickle, but I think he can handle it.
Vikings 5-point advantage. 3:15 remaining in the opening quarter here at Cadillac High School. And Vincent picks up his dribble, a little off balance. Now it's Baker for 3, and that one an air ball. Tip Baker a little off the mark.
And I think that's what Coach Benzenberg was a little bit worried about heading into this game. The Vikings are a little bit off. We'll see if they can turn it on as the game goes on. I like this idea of going a little bit of a press maybe pick some things up.
Another foul on the floor against Cadillac. That is going to be their 4th team foul. That one against Wyatt Vinson.
Yeah, he's got to slide over to the sideline right there, and he just didn't make that commitment.
Western inbounds the ball. Gillis drops it in the post. That one deflected, and here come the Vikings. 3-on-3. Great find and a little up and under there from Wyatt Vinson.
That's the kind of basket Wyatt needs to kind of get his season going. He's a tough kid. He makes great moves to the basket. He had a couple of tough breaks in Petoskey. Shots didn't go in. When you make a tough shot like that.
That's a corner 3 from Luke Gillis. The sophomore gets on the board. 4-point advantage for the Vikings. They lead 9-5, just above the 2-minute mark remaining in the opening quarter. Cross-court pass to Baker. This Vikings offense has only topped the 50-point mark in 2 of their 5 victories thus far this season. As Evan Bohr from straight away, that one off the mark. 3rd rebound, up and in, 5 points for Tip Baker.
From our vantage point up here, that's just a terrific rebound. All hand strength to pull that one away. He picks up a foul here on the sideline, unable to get in front of that. I think that's team foul number 5, I think, already for the Vikings.
Baker filling up the stat sheet. He's got 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists here in the first quarter. And we expect nothing less from the senior leader. And that's a great defensive play by Austin Abram, who just checked in. Rejects the shot of Logan O'Hare. Vikings up by 6, looking to add to their lead. Johns, and there's a steal forced by Lance Wiltz. Brickell handles the loose ball, and here come the Warriors. And that one, an unforced error. O'Hare's pass a little too hot to handle for Freisel. And that's the 4th turnover of the opening quarter by Western. Western has had trouble putting the ball in the bucket so far this season. Only twice have they crossed the 50-point threshold in their 7 games. It's Cadillac up 11-5 as we're under a minute to play.
Vikings have been pretty darn patient in their half-court offense. Bay City's defense is pretty good. The Vikings have it tough inside. They just have had a lot of shots that you'd hope to see go in, or at least a few more of them go in at this point early in the ballgame.
David Johns at the wing picks up his dribble, and that is going to be a travel. Cadillac offense was patient but unable to penetrate the Western defense, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, right when he turned away from the basket, it looked like Austin Abrams had made a nice cut and was kind of open underneath, and he wasn't able to see him.
And C.J. Trail checks into the game, and a beautiful feed to Lance Wiltz. They're going to wave off the basket, and that's a travel on Western. 5th turnover of the opening quarter.
Some of the Viking offensive firepower checking in right now with almost 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Derek, how about those sponsors? Once again, Pizza Plus of Cadillac. Can't thank them enough, along with Cadillac Tire and Fox Motors here in town.
They allow us to call these games here at Cadillac High School, among others here at Northern Michigan. 13 seconds left. Vikings will play for the last possession. Baker, now with 7 seconds. Gets a high screen. Now he fires for 3. Yes, sir. Tip Baker from downtown. And that will be his 8th point of the game. And the Vikings lead at the end of the first quarter, 14-5 over the Western Warriors, as you are watching Northern Michigan High School basketball here on Newsnet Sports and CCTV. We'll be right back with second quarter action.